Welcome back to Step into VR Simulation, a nurse led guide to implementation. I'm Maggie, your nurse simulation consultant and guide on this journey. In part one, you mapped out your program's virtual reality opportunities and needs. Now, let's build on that. Today, we're focusing on how to build a solid foundation for your VR simulation program. This includes developing your strategic plan, creating a budget, engaging stakeholders, and starting to weave VR into your curriculum so you can set your program up for long-term success. By the end of this episode, you will draft a clear vision and strategic plan for your virtual reality simulation lab. Understand the basics of budgeting and outlining costs, create a stakeholder engagement map, and begin aligning VR integration with your curriculum and accreditation goals. Every successful initiative starts with a shared vision. Think about this. What do you want your VR simulation lab to achieve? More practice for med-surg? Expanded access for rural students? Improved clinical judgment skills? Let's look at an example. An associate degree nursing program had a vision to reduce student waitlists for OB clinical experiences and increase pass rates on OB-related exam items. Their plan included expanding simulation time using virtual reality obstetric scenarios. In part 2 of your workbook, start the activity Draft Your VR Lab Vision. Use the prompts to write a 2 to 3 sentence vision for what your VR lab will accomplish. Consider meeting accreditation goals, equal access for all students, or improved competence. Pause now and take a few minutes to write your vision. Budgeting doesn't have to be scary. Let's break it down. VR costs typically include hardware, such as headsets and computers, software subscriptions like UBSim, staff training, and ongoing support and maintenance. Here's an example of how one community college handled it. The college's interest in VR was high, but the funds were low. So the team listed all anticipated costs, identified possible grants, and even calculated savings from reduced supply costs, including moulage kits and standardized patients. Now, go to the VR Budget Planner activity in your workbook. List your anticipated expenses, possible funding sources, and any in-kind resources, such as shared IT budgets. Don't worry about perfect numbers. Start with estimates for now. Pause here if needed to complete the activity. Launching a VR simulation program is not a solo sport. You need a supportive team of administrators, staff, IT lab managers, and don't forget your learners. Let's take, for example, Linda. Linda is a simulation champion at a university. Linda created a simple stakeholder map. First, she identified decision makers who were her dean and department chair. Next, she identified her allies, the simulation tech staff. She also listed her potential skeptics, faculty who were hesitant about new technology. And lastly, her influencers, the students who were eager to try virtual reality learning. She set up VR demo days and feedback sessions tailored to each group. Not only did this help with adoption, but she also impressed her dean with her approach and clear communication. Find the stakeholder map activity in your workbook. List key individuals and groups that would be considered stakeholders in your VR simulation lab. Next, describe their interests or concerns and ways to engage them, such as showing a demo, sharing research, or asking for feedback. Spend a couple of minutes completing your map. Pause the video here if you need more time. Integrating VR smoothly means tying it directly to your curriculum goals and accreditation requirements. Virtual reality simulation isn't just an add-on, it's a curricular tool. When scenarios are mapped to specific course objectives, your learner's performance becomes evidence for your program outcomes. The next activity in your workbook is curricular connections. Jot down one or two courses or clinical areas where VR could directly satisfy learning objectives or standards, such as mental health or demonstrating safe medication administration. Don't worry about having all the specific details right now, just some rough ideas to start conversations. If you need more time, pause the video here. You just accomplished a huge step. You are no longer just dreaming about your VR simulation program. You are laying out the plan, resources, and team to make it successful. The clearer your vision and plan, the more compelling your proposal will be to your decision makers. You're building a strong foundation for a successful virtual reality simulation program. In our next episode, we're diving into the logistics, choosing the right software and hardware, designing your VR environment, and making it all work with your unique setup. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in part 3 of Step into VR Simulation, a nurse-led guide to implementation.